We've got our adults who want to go fast and learn the car control. We've got our juniors, so we start at 7 years old, as long as they can touch the pedals. We put little blocks on the pedals. It's dual controlled. They're road cars, but they're out on our gravel rally track. So we've got juniors learning actually to drive. So, some of our 14-year-olds can drive better probably than some of those out on the road.
This episode is supported by a proper local clinic just outside of Bishop Stortford. Most people don't wake up planning to see a chiropractor. It's the stiff neck that won't ease, the bad back that's killing your sleep, or that pain that suddenly makes work and family life harder. Takeley Chiropractic help people get out of pain and, even more importantly, stay out of pain. They don't rush you. They take time to understand you and make you feel better. They want to understand what you want to get back to doing, whether that's work, sport, or just spending time with your family. They're a local team, highly qualified, and recently they won an award for outstanding patient care. Have a look at takeleychiropractic.co.uk and see what they're all about. Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Laura Hagger. Laura, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Laura, for those of us who don't know you yet, who are you and what do you do here in Bishop Stortford?
So I'm Laura. I'm from Langley Park Rally School. We're just slightly out of Bishop Stortford, about 10 miles away, but in the middle of nowhere, because as you can imagine what we do, rally driving, we need the space. So we're out in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, beautiful views, and we do rally driving and junior driving experiences, corporate days, parties, a bit of everything really.
Fantastic. I had no idea you were there, which is great that you're on the podcast so we can talk about everything that you're doing. What was the spark? How did you get started doing a rally school in the middle of the Hertfordshire countryside?
So it's actually my in-laws' business. Well, it started off as their business 20 odd years ago now. So we've been running, I think, 22 years. They were farming family out in Langley. And Simon, my father-in-law, was doing rallying as a hobby, and he split his side of the farm and thought, what am I going to do with my land? So he put in a track, and it went from there. And he started off with enthusiasts and friends and coming up and having a drive. And then activity companies came in, and there was one in Saffron Walden, Activity Superstore. So they married up together, and it was sort of thousands of people coming in and out just to have a go, a present, something like that. And then in the last couple of years, me and my partner Tom does rally driving. He was a junior British rally champion. So he's been there all his life. He's been driving since he was 7. I think he was giving people hot rides, and people come now and they were like, oh, I remember when you were about 12 and you were driving me around the track. So he gives hot rides and things like that he was doing, and then built up to take it over. And then we tried to step away from the sort of third party have a go type experiences. So I was nothing to do with cars. Tom's the car guy. He's in the workshop. He builds the cars and all that. And I did events management. So when I came along, I was like, oh, we can work hand in hand. So I do the marketing and the events and everything else. I'm the one behind the emails and the booking in. And Tom's the one in the car, out the car, fixing them and everything else. So we work hand in hand. And my mother-in-law is still doing food. She's up there and she does the food, and my father-in-law is still in the car as well, so he's still around. So it's a pure family run for 20 odd years now, and just slowly evolving, taking it. And I think 80-90% of it is all our own customers now coming in, finding out about us, and lots of training, juniors, all sorts. So that's the story behind us, really.
Wow, incredible. It's been going for 20 years. Incredible that you've kind of joined this family that are working together. And people say never work with your partners or your friends or anything like that, but everyone's mucking in. It's absolutely fantastic. Who gets the most out of this when they come for the days? Who's your primary customer to come and give it a go?
So there's a few levels of customers. We've got our adults who just want to try something different. I mean, we're on gravel, which is a big difference. I think people come and they're like, oh yeah, we could drive, and then they get on the gravel and it's like driving on marbles. So that's a different thing, and it's good for ice. It mimics sort of ice, so lots of sliding around and sort of working out, and it's car control at the end of the day. It's working out how to go wrong. We push you to go wrong and then how to correct it. So we've got our adults who want to go fast and learn the car control. We've got our juniors, so we start at 7 years old, as long as they can touch the pedals. We put little blocks on the pedals. It's dual controlled. They're road cars, but they're out on our gravel rally track. So we've got juniors learning actually to drive. So, some of our 14-year-olds can drive better probably than some of those out on the road. So we've got our juniors, and then we've got people with additional needs. So we're accessible to everyone. Don't need a driving license. You can come and drive. We've got the space. We've got the dual controls. So that sort of thing. Corporate events. We've got lots of companies come, get out of the office, do something different. So yeah, we've got lots of different clientele. It's lovely. We see all sorts of people.
I'm absolutely terrified of going fast in cars. And even driving, I am, my mother-in-law says I'm a slow driver, which is saying something. So is this
You're the type of customer we love.
You love me. So I sit.
We like the slow because we build. You can go in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So there's also that side of things. So we can throw you around and show you how it's really done and the high speed stuff. But the slow drivers are normally end up being the better ones because we build it from the bottom up, and it's the understanding and learning and then pushing you on.
Right.
That works really well. Not saying that the fast ones are not good either.
Because I've got no confidence, so you would build up slowly.
Where if someone comes in with loads of confidence. Yeah, so our instructor, you always sit next to an instructor who's obviously been there, done it for 20 odd years. Most of them are still there today. So, and they can explain it to you so you understand the car. That's the idea. So, because a lot of people sit in these cars and then they have no idea sort of what the car's doing and what's what. It's just press the button, it goes, that sort of thing. Whereas we will explain it so you can actually understand what the car's doing and when it goes wrong, what you're feeling. They talk about that you can feel it through your bottom in the seat. It's all over my head. That's down to the guys. But yeah, it's all about the feeling of the car.
Right. And track-wise, is it like one track that everyone goes around, or do you have different levels?
So it's one big long track. If you go all the way around it, it's a couple of miles long. So it's a fair old distance. And then we just split it up. So it's in two halves. So the first half is just a big open expanse of gravel. And we mark it with tyres and cones. So that's where you know where you're going, and we can then change it around to move it to how we want it. There's a big jump in there as well, which a lot of the children like because we've got an off-road buggy and that likes to get in the air. So that's quite fun. And then we've got a second half, which is more like a defined track. So it's got vegetation either side. And that's like your real rallying. That's in and out of the curves and twists, and there's a chicane in there and things like that. So a bit more technical up that end. And then we've got big banks, and that's where the buggy goes over off-road style as well. So there's lots to it. It's bigger than people think when they get there. They go, oh wow, that's further than you think you're going to drive. You think of just a little open car park, but we're a lot more than that.
And can you just come and watch? Is that something?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open on a Saturday is our big day, but we do some weekday stuff as well. But yeah, open to anybody. We've got a cafe up there. Like I said, Tom's mum, she's on the food, so her sausage rolls are legendary. So we open up the cafe, and everybody's welcome. Always welcome to come and watch. And drivers bring along their spectators. We have the whole family, and we've got a box of toys, and we've got a big grassed area, so children can come and play and watch and everything else. So hopefully inclusive for everybody.
Yeah, I could just imagine my 3-year-old absolutely loving watching all the cars, flying around and jumping.
Yeah.
He likes things going fast, not like me. Not like me at all. That sounds awesome. And you do special days for kids to learn how to drive or to learn how to move the vehicles around. Is that right?
Yes. So we not only do we sell 15-minute or 30-minute driving lessons, we also do things like camp days.
Okay.
So during the holidays, they come to us for the full day and they get to drive. They also do things like mechanics. So we have them tyre changing, pit stop, Formula One style things. They look under the bonnet, they sit in the car. We've done things like co-driving because in rallying, you have a co-driver next to you because you're out on the roads. You don't know what's coming next. They guide you round. So we do a bit of fun, co-driving and things like that. And then they also end up with a football kick around and things like that. So that's a full day during the holidays, something different, and they get to drive. And then at the end, they get their high-speed passenger ride as well, which is always a popular one.
Fantastic. Can we book for the summer now? Is that possible?
So summer's not quite out yet. We're just finishing half term, but once half term's over, then we'll be booking in for the summer. Yes, but it's all on the website for people to book.
Fantastic. What is your website? What's the best place for people to come along and give it a go?
So we're Langley Park Rally School.co.uk. Everything's on the website, but we're very heavily on the social media. So Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. I'm trying my hardest to learn the world of social media, as we said, where we are in the middle of nowhere. It's something we really rely on. word of mouth, things like this podcast and going on the social media is really the only way that people find out about us. And like I say, 20 years, we still have people in the village that don't know about us. So we're just spreading the word and everything else and just getting ourselves out there. So
That's great. Let's change that. I'll put links to the website and your socials on the episode so people can follow that along. And I had a quick look before coming online, and the content of the cars flying around is incredible. So I'm guessing you get lots of kind of petrol heads that follow along for that reason. But hopefully locally people can see it and see all the events that you've got coming up as well, Laura.
lovely.
That looks awesome. Last year as well, you mentioned a charity event that you put on?
Yeah, so last year we did a 24-hour drive-a-thon. So we wanted to raise some money for some local charities, and we thought, what could we do? And we came up with the idea that we'll run for 24 hours. We thought we'd have we've got loads of different junior drivers. We've got adults, people who are just interested. We thought it'd bring people up to us. So we thought we'd just keep cars running for 24 hours was the original idea until we were in the workshop and my father-in-law came along and he said, I think I want to drive for 24 hours straight. He said, I want to do a bit of a record. And we said, oh, yeah, of course. How are you going to drive 24 hours straight? But in the end, he did. He drove. We had one of our rally cars and we fixed it all up. We were sort of praying that they'll go for 24 hours because they're not built for that sort of thing. They're all very specialist. And Simon drove for the full 24 hours without stopping.
Wow.
We had a very comical scene. I think you'll probably find it on our social media of them filling up with the fuel. Obviously, the fill-ups we had to do on the go. Normally, with a normal car, you could just sort of idle it across and it would carry on. But we didn't think about the Subaru is so highly powered that it just wanted to keep going. So we had one guy was doing Tom was doing the filler cap. One guy was on the hose. And as they were doing it, they were walking along and they would have to run. And Tom got in front of the hose and he had to run. They were running along the whole way to try and fill it up. That didn't quite work out in the end. We had to hang off the Bowser and sort of do it on the go. But yeah, that was all comical. And then obviously things like toilets and things like that. That was, yeah. But he didn't stop. He went for 24 hours. So yeah, no mean feat.
What a guy.
Yeah. Incredible. And we raised over, I think it was £7,500 in the end for local charities. So
fantastic.
We were very well supported. We had a raffle and things like that going on. And it was just lovely to see so many local people. We expected a few people to turn out and watch. Right. But that morning when we finished at 10 o'clock in the morning, it was full. It was a scene of everybody. And Simon said that was the best thing to finish up with, is to see all these crowds of people. So it really was really nice, really good. Brilliant. And we hope to do something else, but not this year. We have a bit of a break and hopefully come back with something bigger and better. But what do we do next? That's the
let us know when that happens and we can share that. I'm guessing Simon's dinner party stories now are just done. That seems set for life, isn't it? After doing that. That's brilliant. Laura, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all these stories, and hopefully more people in Stortford and the surrounding community are aware about what you're doing and have a look and pop along to see what's going on. I'm going to be talking about it with more people because I think it's something completely different to what most of us experience. That's been really fantastic. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishop Stortford Community podcast. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
It would say adrenaline-fueled rally and junior driving experiences, learning real-life skills, staying safe and joining the Langley Park community. And I think something that everybody needs to have a go at.
Yeah, that would be me stepping out of my comfort zone. And I think a lot of other people as well. So it's a great rallying cry, literally, for everyone there, Laura. Thank you. Question 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
Okay, so I've had a long, hard think about this. There's so many good places in Stortford. We're so lucky with the town. And it probably goes against keeping it a secret. I'm not sure it's a big secret, but I would say Grange Paddocks. It might be something different. I don't know if this has been highlighted before. Kind of helps that I might be a swimming teacher there, but we won't mention that one too much. But just on a Friday, my son's going to start school in September. So I decided, what can we do? And we go down to Grange Paddocks. There's free parking. Obviously, we have to drive into town. And then we go and choose one of the 2 parks. There's 2 lovely parks there that are often quite quiet. And we've then got the cafe and lots of space for a picnic. We have a picnic sometimes. And then we go into the under 5 swimming. And there's virtually no one there. It's normally us and another family. And obviously swimming is such an important life skill. And so we get to do that. We get to spend a bit of time together and have a bit of fun. And they've got the little splash park as well in there, which he loves. Nothing better than children and water and getting wet and everything else. So so I'm not sure that might go against others, but I think Grange Paddocks is a real local gem.
It is a gem. We're lucky that we've got it there. I remember years and years ago, before it had a refurb, what it was like, and we're lucky for what it looks like now. I think it's a great space. And yeah, more children need to get out and swim. I still know a lot of parents who haven't taken their children swimming, and it's an important life skill. I must get some swimming coaches on to talk about why that's so important. Thanks for highlighting that Laura. That's important for everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Last question. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
So I think this lady's probably been mentioned before, I think. Katie. She is another social media. She's at thisisbs.cm23. She actually mentioned the podcast, and she's what brought the podcast to light for us. But not only does she support us, the children come to our camps, and her husband's just had an experience with us and everything else, but she highlights our events for us. And like I say, the social media and things like that is just so important to us. And then it's my go-to page for ideas and things to do. I know she's just put up, free places for children to eat over half term. Where else do you find it? You're Googling forever, and it's all on her page. So she's definitely one that everybody needs to go over and pop and have a look at her channel.
Yeah, we're big fans of This Is BSCM23. She does great things for us as a podcast because she brings so many people into our sphere that we're not aware of. She seems to know everybody. Very, very knowledgeable. Desperate to get on the podcast, but I'm struggling.
Yeah.
So one day it'll happen. Where's the best place for people to follow you along online, Laura?
So follow us on Instagram and Facebook. They're our big ones, and you'll find everything there. That links to our website and everything else. And I try and be on there every day, hopefully. So you'll see more of my face.
Excellent. We'll put links to those in the show notes so people can follow along. And it really is great content for us, for a local business and what you're doing, a local events company. It's really, really interesting to watch everything.
Thank you.
Laura, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Amazing. Thank you so much for having us.
No worries, Laura. If you've enjoyed this episode, the best way to support us, the show, is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, and share it on your socials, or maybe with someone in town who's not on social media, but you think should get out and experience a rally day. What a fantastic thing to do on our doorstep. And if you've got a local legend, someone who's started a innovative business in Bishop Stortford or the wider community that you think we should feature on the podcast next, drop their name in the comments below and I can reach out to them and invite them on the show. Again, Laura, thank you so much for coming today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura.